welcome to this week's episode of Facebook Live. I'm teaming up with the National Pork Board today to make the most epic honey barbecued pulled pork burgers. We're making every moment count this holiday season, and I'm very excited. I'm also kind of in a crazy good, I just feel very hyper this morning. I'll get into it later. Anyways, I'm so excited. If you're just tuning in, comment below and let me know where you're tuning in from. I love knowing where you guys are watching, where you live, what you're doing for the holidays. Shout it out below. Okay, so let's get started. We are slow cooking today. We're making honey barbecued pulled pork burgers, like I said. And in order to do that, we need a pork butt, also called a blade roast, a pork shoulder. But there's really just something about saying pork butt that is just it makes you smile. Anyways, this is what it looks like. It has some good fat on it and all the marbling in there. And that's what's gonna make it fall apart in the slow cooker and give it really good flavor. But before we can get to that, hi guys, hi from Madison, Wisconsin. Chime in below with where you're watching from. Okay, we're gonna make the honey barbecue sauce to start. So in a small bowl, we're just gonna combine one onion. By the way, the full recipe is on the link above if you guys wanna print it out and make these at home. Okay, so we're gonna combine an onion, some ketchup, just like store-bought ketchup. I didn't make it or anything from scratch. Some apple cider vinegar, throw that in there. This is honey, and this is a very important. A lot of pulled pork recipes call for brown sugar, and I just think honey makes it a little bit more special. And you can use cool honeys. This is some orange blossom honey I got from the grocery store. Hi, we're Torrance, California. Oh, you're so close to me. We're like neighbors. I'm in West LA. Okay, so what was that? Honey's in there. This is tomato paste. Tomato paste comes in a little squeeze tube sometimes, and it's so convenient. And then you guys are gonna laugh at me. I have a little bit of a lisp, so when I say Worcestershire sauce, it's very difficult for me. We're putting that in. You guys know what it is. And then last thing that's gonna make this barbecue sauce incredible are all these spices. So we have salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of chili powder, garlic powder, and paprika. So let's get all that into the barbecue sauce. We're gonna give this all just a little stir. And this is gonna go at the bottom of our slow cooker. And after 8 hours cooking on low, it's gonna be the most incredible barbecue sauce ever. So here we go. This is just the insert that goes into the slow cooker. Let's dump this in. Make sure you get all the onions, everything. You could also throw a clove of garlic in here if you wanted to, whatever floats your boat. And then we're gonna take our pork butt. Where's my other fork? We're just gonna carefully cut it in half. I know I'm cutting this on a plate. That's not what you're supposed to do, but I don't want to get the pork on my cutting board right now because I don't have a plastic board out. Okay, so just cut this in half and pick up both halves and nestle them in here. I'm just kind of turning them over in the barbecue sauce so it's coating both sides. Hold on, let me get this little runaway piece of pork right here. Okay, that's it for the pork. Pretty easy, right? Now it's gonna cook on low heat in the slow cooker for 8 hours, and we're all just gonna sit here and hang out and talk for 8 hours. Cool? Just kidding. Hold on. On low, 8 hours. Okay. Perfect. So it's gonna be ready for Thomas and I to have dinner tonight, but because I'm super organized, I already have one done. So this is what it's gonna look like. We'll get to it in a little bit. Okay, so pulled pork is kind of decadent. It's my favorite treat to make during the holiday season. And my family and I are about to go on surprise vacation, which I'll get to in a minute. And my dad's gonna be there. And every time I'm with my dad, we make pulled pork. It's just like a holiday tradition. We watch football games. Well, he watches the football games. I eat the pulled pork. It's a really good partnership we have going on. But anyways, when we have pulled pork, I love making into burgers and putting a slaw on it. So we're gonna whip up a quick slaw. Normally when you order a burger with pulled pork at a restaurant or something like that, it's like a green cabbage slaw, but I just kind of love a red or purple cabbage slaw. It makes things very pretty. So in order to do that, we're just gonna take a half a head of cabbage. The recipe online, which is up in the link above, calls for a full head of cabbage, but it's just me and Thomas tonight for dinner, so I'm making a little bit less slaw. Let's just chop this up. Okay, so this year, like I said, this is my dad and I's tradition. We're going on surprise vacation, and if you guys have been following along on the blog, surprise vacation we've been doing since we were kids. Like I think the first one we went on, I was 9. And my parents come up with this trip. Like my husband comes now, my sister goes. It's a whole thing once a year instead of having birthday parties. And we get clues leading up to where we're going. And I posted them all on the blog. I'll post the link later. I have zero idea where we're going this year, but I have been told that wherever we're going, I think we're renting a house. So I'll be able to make my dad some pulled pork. Because God forbid I couldn't. He'd be so sad. Okay, let me just get through this really quickly. If you guys want to go online and guess where we're going surprise vacation, there's an open offer to anyone who guesses it that I will send them cookies or brownies, whatever you want that's able to be shipped. I will make it for you if you help me figure out where we're going. Okay. So cabbage is chopped up. I guess first we should just make this little vinaigrette that we're gonna toss the slaw in. We need a little bit of olive oil. Put that in the bowl. And then to that, we're gonna add some apple cider vinegar. You could also use red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar. Both of those are great. And then, grab a quick little fork. We need some Dijon mustard. You can't really see that, but there's Dijon mustard and some honey in there. So give that all a whisk. And just whisk it all together. And then to that, we're going to add a lime. So just have the lime, squeeze the whole thing in. We need about 2 tablespoons of lime juice, which is essentially 1 whole lime. I love the smell of lime. It makes me feel like I should also have a margarita with this. Okay, put that in. We're gonna quickly chop up a clove of garlic, and then our slaw base, like the vinaigrette, if you will be done. Let me give this a quick chop. We will assemble and get back to the pork. This is a very awkward cutting angle. Can you tell that I'm like really hyper today? I was just watching the new Carpool Karaoke with James Corden and Bruno Mars. And if you haven't watched it, you haven't lived. I mean, you have. It just came out yesterday, but I'll post a link to that also. It was so good. I was like crying. I was laughing so hard. All right, garlic's going in. Let's take our fork and give this another little whisk. So now we're gonna put in the cabbage. And I just like putting vinaigrettes or sauces at the bottom of whatever I'm making because that way it's easier to toss everything together. We have a couple shredded carrots, and these are just like the pre-shredded carrots from the grocery store. You could shred your own, but I'm all about taking a little hand when it's allowed, a little helping hand from the store. And then we're gonna add in some green onions or scallions. And this is gonna be like such a beautiful, colorful addition to the pulled pork. So just give this all a rough chop. You could also throw in some other herbs if you wanted to. I'm gonna top everything with cilantro, but if you aren't into cilantro, like I know some people have that taste or that gene or whatever where cilantro tastes like soap, you could do basil in this. It would be really delicious. Chive, pretty much any herb would be a nice addition. Okay, so let's give this a quick toss. I mean, look how colorful it is. This is like all my life is based on what's colorful. It makes me really happy. Isn't that fun? Okay, so let me just get a quick little towel. and clear up, and we're gonna assemble these beautiful burgers. Okay, so we need the slaw, the pulled pork, and I don't mind putting the pulled pork on this now that it's cooked. But here's the deal. We're gonna need 2 forks. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, shout them out in the comments below and I will answer them as soon as I'm done making the pulled pork. So we're gonna take a piece of pork. It's like falling apart already. I made this last night. Look at that. It just came apart. So we're gonna shred it up. That's what 8 hours in a slow cooker will do for you. You know, I also, when I was testing this recipe, we tested it in a slow cooker, a Dutch oven on the stove, that's doable, and a pressure cooker. And I know not a lot of people have pressure cookers yet, but they're kind of amazing. It cooked in 35 minutes. Pulled pork, slowly cooked pulled pork in 35 minutes with a pressure cooker. Kind of brilliant, right? If you were in a hurry, you could totally do it. And at first, when I started cooking with pressure cookers, I was really scared that they were gonna like explode on me or something. Don't be worried about that. It's so easy. All right, let's just shred all this up. And like you can see, there's a little bit of fat here. This is like a really fatty piece of the pork. I think fat gives everything a lot of flavor, so you can eat it if you want to. It already cooked in it, so it contributed to the flavor, or you can just kind of pick the really fatty part off and do that if you want. Oh, now my hands are filthy. Okay, so let's assemble this beauty. By the way, like I told you guys before, this is what I'm making for like our family when we're on vacation this year for game day or whatever. But the pork board, in the link above, there's a Facebook bot, and you can go like plug in what you have at home, and it'll come up with all sorts of recipe ideas for you guys, so you can make really fun things when you're at a loss for what to make. I think that's pretty cool. I want someone to just like think like that for me on a daily basis. Okay, so we have a brioche bun. Let me show you guys these. These are just what it's, this is a brioche bun. It's just like a hamburger bun, but I love brioche bread. It's so light and airy, and like it just kind of, just beautiful bread. Makes you very happy. We'll save that one. Thomas can eat it later. Don't tell him I already kind of destroyed it. Okay, anyway, so the pork's on there. We're gonna take a little bit of the slaw and top that on top of the pulled pork as much as you want. Maybe a little bit more. And then to that, we're just gonna garnish things off. I like a little bit of spice when I'm eating pulled pork, because I mean, I like spice when I'm cooking anything. So we're just gonna add some really thinly sliced jalapenos on here. You could also put these into the slaw if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And then, like I said, more herbs. Thanks for all the hearts and the likes, guys. You guys are so sweet. I'm gonna add some cilantro on top because I just love a little pop of color and freshness and everything. And then the burger bun goes on top. The burger bun you can toast, by the way, like if you butter it and then toast it in your oven or toaster oven or just over like an open flame on the stove for a second. It gives everything like a nice little crunch. I mean, look at this. Okay, hold on. Look at that beauty. She looks good. Hi, Amanda. Seeds and all, you do like spice. I know, if you guys don't like too much spice, here's what you could do. You could take your jalapeno. Now, this is what's gonna happen. Hold on. So you're gonna pick out these seeds and this little like inside rib part right here, and then cut up just the outside. And here's what you wanna avoid. Now my hands, since I like touch the inside of the jalapeno, are gonna be spicy all day long. So I'm sure like in a couple hours, I'll rub my eye or something like that and start crying. It's gonna be real pretty. Anyways, shall we give this all a little taste? I'm pretty pumped about it. Pulled pork at 11:15 in the morning. No shame in that game. Oh my God. It is so good. The honey from the barbecue sauce is just like that nice little sweetness, and it mixed with the jalapeno and the cilantro, and I'm sure I have pork all over my teeth right now, but I don't really care. Okay, should we answer some questions? By the way, if you guys want more pork recipes, remember the schinken noodle I did a couple weeks back? that was like a tribute to my mom. And I just realized this is kind of a tribute to my dad. Just family first right now. Anyways, Shinka Noodles, a Facebook Live from a couple weeks ago. My friend Catherine did a recipe with the pork board. She did these biscuits. And they're incredible, and they look so easy just with like spiralized store-bought ham. Can't really complain about that. I'm gonna come around and we're gonna answer some questions. Want another close-up of the burger? Hold on, I'll show you. I'll bring it around. Look at that beauty. She's a keeper. Okay, let's grab this and we'll answer some questions. What do you say? Don't tell, wait, oh, Amanda, what are you saying about Ina? Hold on. Let's scroll up. Okay. Do you guys have questions today? I love seeing, Shayna says, what brand of crock pot do you have? Mine's a Cuisinart. It's just, I think, from Williams-Sonoma or Macy's or something like that. Here, I'll show you a close-up of it. We'll go into the kitchen. Yeah, Cuisinart. It's just this one. It has like low, high, and you can keep it warm or on simmer afterwards. Super easy. Do you recommend a slow cooker? I'm in need of an upgrade. I love my slow cooker. I mean, we do pulled pork quite frequently in my house because we do host a lot of game days, like people coming over and watching football. And the slow cooker is great because I can put the pork and the barbecue sauce in it at night before I go to bed. And then in the morning, when people come over at like 11 a.m., it's ready to go. You just like put out some buns and people can assemble their own. So yes, I would totally recommend a slow cooker. Although if you don't have one and you want to make this recipe immediately, there's an alternative way on my site. Thanks, Amanda. I like blue too. Seeds and all. You do like spice. Do you put any extra sauce on there, or was there enough from cooking? So I could absolutely add more sauce. There's more sauce in that bowl of pork that's already done if I wanted to have it like a real saucy burger. But I was trying not to like get sauce all over my face for you guys. However, if I was eating these alone and not on camera, I would definitely have put like a tablespoon or two of extra sauce on there just from the cooker. And there's enough in there to use. Amanda wants to know what we're eating for Christmas. Well, the night before, whatever, is it the day after Christmas when all the big games are on, we'll make the pulled pork. For Christmas Day, I don't know what we're going to have this year. I guess it'll depend where we're going for a surprise vacation. You want to come with us, Amanda? You would get a kick out of my family. Another Amanda asked, do you have any slow cooker recipes somewhere? I have a couple on my site, and I'm actually doing a post in a couple days about a big roundup of slow cooker recipes. So stay tuned, and I will throw the link up here on Facebook when I'm done. Another question, Gabriella, nice name, wants to know what pressure cooker do I recommend? That's a great question. It's at the photo studio we shoot at, so I will find out what brand it is, and I will let you guys know. Amanda wants me to tell you guys more about Surprise Vacation. I told everyone a little bit earlier, but for those of you just tuning in, Surprise Vacation is, I think I told you earlier, yeah. My parents have been taking us on a let me start over. I got real excited there. My parents have been taking us on a surprise trip since we were kids in place of birthday parties because I would always cry at my birthday parties as a child because like something wouldn't go my way, blah, blah, blah. And so every year we go somewhere and we get 10-ish clues leading up to where we're going. And we have to figure out the clues and in order to know what we're going to be doing. So sometimes when we were kids, my parents would pack for us. These days we get a packing list. And the clues are all on the blog if you guys want to help figure out where we're going. They're insane. One year, one of the clues was noisy sheep, tasty pig, Actually, that makes so much sense because we're eating pig right now. Okay, what does a noisy sheep make? Ba. What's a tasty pig? A ham. Bahamas. So that was one year. We've gone all over the place. So it's all on the blog if you want to read about it, but it's kind of my favorite part of the year. And if you have kids or like friends or significant others, I think surprise vacation is a really fun thing to do. Like, I want to have children just so I can take them on surprise vacation. Anyways, are there any other? Lynn says, when will you get the final clue? The final clue's up there. We're only getting 9 this year. I think my dad's making it harder and harder every year because I keep sharing them on the blog. So there are like thousands of people emailing him, and he's cutting it off at 9. All right. I will send you guys a bunch of your asking about pressure cooker recommendations. I will figure out the brand and I will put it up here. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to shout them. Feel free to shout them out in the comments. I'll respond to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. The recipe is on the blog, link above. And I'm going to go eat my pulled pork burger and go back to work for the day. Bye, guys.